Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real to Real 360. K-Wise,
Peace, God.
bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed. Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real to Real 360 show. Let's get it in.
We do the knowledge of wisdom so you can understand. Real to Real 360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to born. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace and blessings to Allah's mighty 5% nation, the God's nurse to all the human families on the planet Earth. We bid you a love, peace, happiness, and a high salute. I am DJ KY's Allah, aka Kato, the black superhero. Welcome back to Real to Real 360. We in the building. Without further ado or any cause, we're going to get right into tonight's show. Epic, epic, epic. So you know what I got to do? I got to bring on our co-host with the most, the man with the plan. I'm talking about none other than Mr. PhD himself. Y'all ready? We getting ready? Let's roll.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Sure enough.
But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
Peace to all our followers, likers, and subscribers. Thank y'all for tuning in again with Real to Real 360. Also, too, I want to thank the North American Music Awards for acknowledging us with our accomplishments of winning Podcast of the Year for 2026. Much love to Tyrone Johnson and that committee over there and those who have been supporting us for the last few years. But tonight we got one of the homeboys in the building, man. We got one of the homeboys in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy when you're dealing with the music and you're dealing with certain things and then you come across people who've come across your family members, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't even know it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring him on the homeboys in here. Troy Henry, bring him in the building.
What's good, fellas?
Yes, sir.
What's happening with you?
Well,
Man, I'm good, man. You guys doing, man?
Oh,
Man,
what I
good,
said.
man.
Yes,
Good, man. You know, like I said, you know, it was shocking when me and you had the conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was like, man, you know, when you start talking about relatives and things of that nature, I'm like, man, he know the family, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it'd be funny because people don't realize, like, how deep the roots are in the South, you know what I mean?
Right.
No matter where you are, you know what I mean, you always cross paths with individuals. But if you don't mind, could you introduce yourself to all the individuals that's been supporting us for the last few years?
Okay. My name is Troy Henry. Originally born and raised in Louisiana, Reserve. Actually born in New Orleans, but raised in Reserve, Reserve, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing music, man, for about 35 years.
Now, being from Reserve, shout out Reserve, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
Reserve. When it comes down to the music, what enticed you to go into Southern Soul? Because we know that Zydeco and stuff is part of the southern part of Louisiana.
Right. Man, my early influences came from blues out there because I was with a well-known band that was around a long time called Sweet Wine, very popular band, especially back in the 80s and the 90s. And I opened up for Tyrone Davis, Bobby Blue Bland, Millie Jackson, Bobby Rush, and Clarence Carter.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, man, that was like the thing for me right there. When I got an opportunity to see them, and you know, and actually be able to open for them, it was the first time for all of that to happen. First time
Right.
to see him live, first time to actually open for somebody like that. So yeah, it kind of it changed my perspective about blues. Actually seeing them do that, because when I was hearing the music, it was a different thing I was getting out of it. But actually seeing them perform and the way they came across to the audience was something. All I can say was mind changing to me. So it just yeah, I just held on to that. I always wanted to do it.
It's interesting because you've opened up for legends. When you're talking
Absolutely.
Tyrone Davis, you're talking Clarence
Yeah.
Carter, you're talking Millie Jackson. To have that experience to be around the greats in music, and you know what I'm saying, Millie's still doing her thing. As
Man.
wild as she's still as wild as she could be. But what was more so like some of the things that you've learned in the business since you've been in since the 80s?
Well, consistency. That's the key. Because I noticed a lot of artists, man, they fell off. I'm not trying to badmouth anybody, but a lot of artists didn't stay consistent and they
Hmm.
fell off. So I knew that off the top that you have to stay consistent. So even with me, um, long run as I had with the music, I fell off for a little bit.
Hmm.
And so I kind of dibble and dabble off and on with the band scene. But
Hmm.
I found out if I was going to do this and I was going to get back into it, that I was going to have to be in for the long haul. Because it was like learning to ride a bike and not learning how to do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? As soon as I almost got it, you
Hmm.
stop doing it and you got to start all over. And it felt like that for a while. So
Now,
I learned now that yeah, it's definitely about you staying on top of this, and seeing it all the way through.
yeah, because going through from the 80s to now, music has evolved and changed.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, drastically. And when you look at the times that you go from cassette tapes to CDs to streaming to
Right,
downloads and
right.
things of that nature, as far as the business part is concerned, you know, um, how do you stay relevant in the industry?
Man, actually I'm still figuring things out, but I gotta just say I got a team, and what I mean by that, there's people that I can actually go to if I have problems with certain things, and they actually give me the proper information on the proper channels to find out things. Because there's a lot to this, man. A lot of people think, oh, you just put out some songs and
Hmm.
you're good. Man, nah, there's a business side to this stuff, man. You have to make sure that your stuff is copywritten,
Hmm.
uh, music included. You have your publishing, uh, and I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was awful on that stuff. My wife came in and she was doing a lot of research, and she was figuring out a lot of things, and that helped a lot, um, because she was kind of giving, never think you know more than anybody. Even though my wife is not musically inclined at all,
Uh-huh.
she got in here and learned what it took for me to do this, and do it the right way.
Hmm.
Because we weren't
Definitely.
even collecting money off the songs, man, for a while, man. She made that happen.
That's crazy because understanding the business part of it, whereas, what I'm saying, your different rights, even
Yes,
down to the simplest things as promoting and marketing your music,
absolutely.
you, is something that you have to really understand and become a student of that. Because a lot of times people don't know how to market or promote themselves when it comes
Right.
musically. You know what I
I
mean?
didn't.
So,
Yeah, in the beginning, I didn't. Like I said, I had like a team of people that I could go to and find out different advice from.
mhm,
Uh, Even got a guy that actually I asked him to come on as a manager of mine, and he gave us some simple things to do, man. But it was about the stuff that he gave us. It was a long list of things to do. But
uh,
what he was doing was setting us up, man, for the next level to this, and we still talk to this guy, often, and I watch him from a distance, manage other artists. Now he
mhm,
never agreed to do this and manage me yet,
mhm,
but it's gonna happen because what he's giving us is a platform of information that can help us, me and my wife. And my wife is like a co-manager to me right now. So if anything she has an issue with, she could go to him and he'll put in the right, area. And it's been working out, so far, man.
That's something that implore and definitely like when I speak with artists about the business. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to perform songs or do shows or make records, but to understand and navigate through the business part is
Right.
major. You don't want to be in a position where you're making music and you're paying for studio and you're paying for this, you're paying for that, and you're not recouping.
That's correct.
You
Because
know what I mean?
we got around this. Now here's the crazy part. Because of not having no knowledge about a lot of the stuff in the beginning. I'm in a studio right now. I'm in my recording studio, which is the basement of the house.
Mm-hmm.
We had all this recording equipment, man, and we couldn't even use it because I didn't know properly. And I'm not gonna put this on my wife. It was me. Didn't know properly how to use any of this stuff. So I felt embarrassed. I had to go to a studio and pay this guy a bunch of money to record. And a guy actually came and saw this stuff one day. Came in my studio, he saw it. He like, man, you got a nice studio. He like, I'm saying, yeah, man, but I'm getting ready to go record this song at another studio. He said, for what? He said it like that, and I'm like, well, because the studio is gonna, give me the sound that I'm looking for. He's like, dude, you got a whole studio right here. And from that day, man, when he told me that, man, he actually sat down with me and he taught me a couple things, and he gave me the basics, just basic things. And a lot of it, man, is about you not being lazy and having to research and read. And see, that was my handicap. I'm quickly, and I'm still kind of infamous for that. I always wanted other people to do it for me and make it easy. But now I'm starting to get in here, and I'm hands on and I'm learning a lot of stuff.
That's something like I noticed that like a lot of artists have studios in their homes, so they can record. They have things like that, but the mixing and mastering and the production and all of that. How difficult is that part of what I'm saying, having a studio?
Now, let me be honest with you. When it comes down to mixing and mastering, I'm not doing that. I'm not on that level yet. That takes a lot of skill doing that. So I still pay for people to do my mix and master.
Now,
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
now, who do you work with? You know what I'm saying, for as production wise, for as musically.
uh, Shout out to D Ford. D Ford is a very hot producer. I guess I deal with him on some tracks. Also deal with Union Music Group. And what I like about Union Music is, man, they're very unique. Everything that they have, they sounds are different. You're never gonna hear the same song,
Right.
twice. It's very unique. Now, I've done some stuff with D4 where I've actually given him an ideal, uh, and he sent it back to me the way I wanted it. So it was a song that I actually came up with my ideal of how I wanted the music, and he did it perfect. So yeah, those are the two I deal with right
Now I do know that with Union Music Group, they
now.
they pride themselves on their music.
Absolutely.
You, you never hear anybody saying, "Well, that's the same track I heard such and such was on," or "That's the same track I
Right.
heard this person on."
That
So
part.
they always pride themselves with putting out great music, uh, and then you can go into the studio and work with them.
Yeah.
And even if you need the vocal engineering, they will help you with that. You know what I'm saying, during that process. So
Yeah.
shout out to my boys
Yeah.
over there
Yeah.
at
Both
Union
of them, man.
Music.
Yeah. And we've talked about doing a project together too. So
Mm,
I'm looking forward to doing that with them one day.
most definitely. Now, explain to me, like, how did you get into writing music?
Man, I've been writing music since I was a kid. Like I shared this story with somebody. I think my wife first time even hearing it yesterday. But uh, man, I'd fall in love with girls or have a crush on somebody and couldn't tell them how I felt about them. And I write songs about it, man. But I never let nobody see those songs. I never even let nobody hear them because I was kind of embarrassed. Uh, and I remember, man, I was going through some things like the dark part, the earlier part of my life. Let's say I was still young, and I think I was. It's safe to say around the 90s. And I started writing a lot of stuff, man, and I would never let anybody see it. Um, but I actually sung some stuff to some people, man, and they were like, man, where you got that from? I'm like, I wrote that. Like, dude, you need to record that. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I was afraid of studios, man. I honestly can tell you that because I tried to record something once and I hated my voice.
Why?
I know that might sound weird, man, but I just didn't like to hear the playback. I didn't like what I heard, so I shied away from it.
Now, when it comes down to, what I'm saying, nowadays, shout out to Lady Shade out there at H-Town, Pamela B, what's going on? Fleet Nation in the building.
Hello.
When you look at the things that you have worked on or the things that you have overcome, to put you in this position, what are some of the major things that you think about, when you start recording and going forward nowadays?
Now, it's about a legacy, man. I'm still trying to build me, and I know it's going to take some time, and I feel like I haven't got that breakthrough song yet. It's not there yet. And I'm hard about that. I'm hard on myself about that, but I do believe my breakthrough is coming. People right now, the stuff that I got, it's just acknowledgement, but it's like an introductory to me. But the breakout song hasn't happened yet. So that's what I'm always looking for, that breakout.
Now, even when it comes down to like the breakout song, right? How do you pick and choose what song that you ready to release?
That's me and my wife. We work on that together. I go by what she feels about. Basically, let me word that right. We agree on it. We'll listen to. I may do two songs, and then we'll listen to both of them, and we pick the one that we like the most. And 9 times out of 10, which one I like, she likes it too. Because some songs I wrote she didn't like. She don't like the message. It's been some she didn't like the message, and that was fair. The song wasn't about her,
right?
So that's a safe zone thing there. So I'm like, okay, I let her know that I'm not writing songs about you. So it's situations. We don't have a lot of the situations I read about.
Now, I was going to ask you, how much of your music is reality, things that you see, things that you've encountered in your journey? And having a circle of people around you, how, are you able to bounce ideas off of them?
Yeah. But I'm always looking for a positive. I'm always looking for something positive. Don't get me wrong. You can write about bad things, but I want if I'm going to write about a bad situation, I expect the situation to sooner or later develop into something beautiful at the end. So we do know, going through even relationships. For me, I've been through bad relationships, and they either got better or they got worse. But before it got way worse, I probably got out of it. So I'll try to make my songs like that. I want you to be able to understand if I'm this man and I'm going through this pain, I want you to know the happiness that I found at the end of it. And that's why I know there's a breakout song gonna come from that. It hadn't came yet, but I'm very close to getting one, and I feel it because I got 4 tracks right now I'm working on. They're not fully developed yet, but they're those type of songs. They're definitely gonna be a breakout.
Now, when you first started out singing, and performing in front of people, was the experience of having butterflies and being nervous? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Man, my first show I did, and I know these guys are probably they looking at it, they're gonna probably laugh. Uh, I did a show, man. I was so nervous, man. When I bit down on my teeth and one of my teeth came. I lost a tooth.
Uh-huh.
And they made fun of me that man, but they never let me forget about that. I did one show. I was so nervous, man. I forgot the second verse. Like I think I sung the second verse 3 times, and they were like, "Man, what are you doing?" So yeah, I got a little nervous, you know. But today, I'm not
Hmm.
that person, man. It's like I'm more comfortable. Uh, I'm more comfortable with a crowd of people on stage.
Hmm.
I just love it. It's something different.
Now, you come through a period in time when there was a lot of artist development, right?
Yeah,
There was a lot of artist development because you couldn't get on stages with people like Tyrone Davis, Millie Jackson, and so forth if you wasn't professional, if you didn't know how to
right.
entertain, because you represented them as well as yourself when you got on that type of stage.
Absolutely.
Now, what was some of the artist development stages that you went through, you know what I'm saying, to help you improve on being a good artist today?
We we were taught. Shout out to Morris Sweetwine, which was he was a music teacher. He also was the leader of the band Sweetwine, very well known out of Gramercy, Lecture area. Um, he taught us to understand that the people paid money to see us. So no matter what girl you brought to the gig,
Hmm.
and he was strict about this, man. You better not catch you singing to your girlfriend, man. You got all these girls that paid money. Your girlfriend can catch you when you get home. Sing them when you get home. So
Right.
he was very strict about that, man. I mean, to the point where your girlfriend was not allowed to sit in front of the stage when you performed. Your girlfriend had to sit in the back. So we used to get a little angry about that, man. But he made us. It was different, like things like that. The man would give us a cassette tape. Uh, he would print all the lyrics out to the song. Each member of the band, if you played the instrument, he had every note. He had sheet music.
Hmm.
All you had to do was go home and learn it and come back and know it. Practice. That was the key to everything that we did. We practiced. We learned everything, and we understood that was our job, that we weren't out there to entertain our girlfriends. We were out there to do our job, and those people came first. And
Now,
I still do that today.
during that time, a lot of it was mostly bands. There was no
Yeah,
track shows. It was bands. You had to learn how
absolutely.
to perform with a band. And today you have, you know what I'm saying, the flexibility to
Mhm.
work with, you know what I'm saying, on a track show or,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, with a band. Have you thought about, recording with a band? Because
Yes. Yes.
some of that is missing, a missing art. You have people like BB King, Johnny Taylor, and Tyrone who have had live band recordings,
Yeah.
and now they strayed away from that. But have you thought about that? And do you have work
Man,
with a band?
a lot. Almost that thought comes across my mind, man, like daily, because that is the key. That is the goal for me.
Hmm.
I most definitely want to do a band. Um, it's unfortunate that the position that I'm in right now, I'm unable to bring on a band, and I want to do that
Hmm.
because I'm still, like you say, like it's the word that you said, artist development. I'm still
Hmm.
developing myself as an artist here in Indiana.
Hmm.
This is not where I'm originally from. Louisiana knows me. I go home, everybody knows what they expect, from me. But the people here, it's a big state, and it's a lot of great artists out here. Um, a lot of great artists came from here, So I'm still building my own reputation. But yeah, the
Def-
band thing is definitely in the making.
Definitely, Indiana and Chicago, strong
Yeah,
and heavy with the blues circuit. Um, and like you said, there's a lot of artists out there that's doing a lot of live shows, a lot of local, things like that. And then they leave there, and like I said, they go to the Chicago, they go to the
right,
Paramount, you know what I'm saying, the Blue Room and stuff like that
right.
to to hone their skills. Now, over the years, like, we see a lot of collaborations, a lot of individuals working with other individuals. Have you
Mhm.
ever used some of your contacts to say, yo, let's get this song together?
Yeah, I've been branching out, man, with some people. Actually, I'm working on a song right now. I'm gonna have a feature with a guy named Southern Soul Damo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Young guy, man, very talented. I mean, this guy drops songs, man. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, the boy is like a machine, man. He's putting out a lot of stuff. He's doing a lot of trail ride songs. Um, he's pretty good. He's one of the ones I'm looking at too, man. I think he's gonna be something big, man. He definitely got what it takes. Uh, I've had several conversations with him, and I just keep lifting him up and letting him know, man. I like, you got something special, man. And he's fast. Man, I
Mm-hmm.
sent him a demo. My demo was just to give him an ideal about my song, man. He sent it back to me done. I'm like, dude, that ain't even the song. Blowing me away. I'm like, that was just some stuff I made up so you can get an idea of what I was doing. He sent me the track back done, bro. And I was like, whoa, I'm like, hey, man, I'm not even, developed the song yet. So
Uh,
he was laughing a little bit, and then we went back and we did some stuff. But, yeah, we taking our time on this one. But we got one, man, we're working on. It's going to take a little bit. But what I like more
mhm.
from him is I wish we could be in the same room. Because
I
I
was,
can tell how creative he is, that
mhm.
we could probably take that song to like a next level. And actually, the song is going to be a blues song because
I
we
was
want
going
to
to
pay
ask
homage to
you.
the ones before.
I was going to ask you about that. How things have changed from having to be in the studio working together. You know what I'm saying? Recording and things like that. To now, all you have to do is send a WeTransfer or something to a different
Right.
artist, and they send it back with the music. Um, this is an opinionated question. I'm gonna ask you
Okay.
your opinion. Um, do you feel that the connection isn't there when you do it this way today? Like, you'll send the music, unless you have a basic relationship, you'll send the music, they send it back. You discuss the split sheets or whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
Do you feel that the bond between artists isn't that strong when you do it that way, to being in the studio, collaborating, talking, you know what I'm saying, bouncing ideas off each other, having a creative moment?
Yeah, I would prefer I would prefer to go back to us to being in the studio together, like you said, because just we build a relationship that way.
Hmm.
Um, doing it like you say, sending that stuff is not the same. It just seems like we just getting something done, but you don't get no feedback. If I'm doing something when I'm recording, I'm in here by myself
Hmm.
most times. So it'd be good to have another ear in here, saying, hey man, you were flat on that, you did this, even though I can pick it up sometimes.
Hmm.
But I always believe that if I had an artist here with me while we doing this, it'll make it a lot easier. I prefer the old I like the old school way, man.
Yeah, because like I said, is music has definitely changed,
Right.
and it's not just the the way that you get your music, it's the way that you orchestrate and create your music has definitely changed.
Right. Right.
Um,
And and that's been the Southern Soul is eating up a lot of artists, man, with the AI stuff, and I listen to it, and um I am not big on AI.
mhm.
I don't even use it for if I can't figure out something, I don't use it, man. I took a stab at doing a track with somebody, and I got a lot of bad feedback from it. So yeah, and in my heart, I know that the feedback was coming from a good place because it was
Mhm.
people who knew me for years, and they're like, man, come on, you better than that. But they didn't understand I was doing a project with somebody too. So so I got to be mindful now when I do set things, and if people send me tracks, I got to make sure that the instruments are real in the track.
You know, a lot of times they started evolving from using a lot of auto tunes in the music. Now it's with the AI. The only problem I have with the AI is if you can't sing the song live,
Yeah.
if the song itself do not reflect your voice or you can't perform it, then it's a waste of time and energy because people are going to be looking for you to sound like that
Just like
song.
your absolutely, because yeah, we've been seeing some situations lately, me and my wife, some shows we saw, and we saw that happen, man. So yeah, and believe it or not, man, most people that I deal with when and I get my songs mixed by a lot of people,
Hmm.
uh, they don't want to use it on my voice. They're like, man, your voice is like strong, like they don't. I've been like, man, put a little order. They like, nah, man, I'm not putting it in there. So a
Right.
lot of people, yeah, they won't put it in there. I've been waiting for the day for me to have one song with a little auto tune in it. It has not happened.
Yeah.
It's not happened. The dudes, they're not doing it. They're like, nah, man, not on your voice.
What they
And
fail to realize is that with auto tune, auto tune does not create the artist. Auto tune should be used as a way of
Corrected.
it's a tool to utilize, but it's not to replace the originality of what you have. You can use it like, okay, punch something in there. If you got words on your mind, you're writing it down, so and so. And if you may have, for instance, some people may have a writer's block.
Uh huh.
You can put it in there and say, okay, I want to see how it would sound if this one. If I'm thinking it's Spanish. It will arrange it in the way that you tell it. And then when you come back and you hear it, you're like, okay, that sounds similar to what I'll do. But now if you using that voice, which
Mm-hmm.
putting it, that's not you. That's not, even though
Right.
it's your words, it's not you. But like my brother
Right.
said, if you're going to perform that, it's all, AI can be a useful tool, but AI should never replace the original artist, the original music, the original content of what it's supposed to be. You know,
I agree.
that's called like it is called self-development.
Right.
If you just ain't got it, you just ain't got it.
Right. Because
and
there's a couple artists. I don't want to cut you off. There's a couple artists that I know we never heard auto tune anywhere around them. I can name them on top of my head. Keith Sweat
right,
being one.
right.
He's still in the game. All the songs he's done, you never hear auto tune or anything like that. So,
Hmm.
uh, and that shout out to them. Just keeping it original, man. But like I said, we've been to some shows. Even T Pain is getting away from it. He actually showed people he can actually sing.
Hmm.
So he's not using that auto tune stuff, man.
I think, and this is my personal opinion. Like I said, this it was an opinionated question, so I have my personal opinion with it. I think that
Mhm.
the AI is starting to destroy certain parts of the music, certain parts of the personal creativity. Um, and that's when you talk about being in the studio with someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Being able to bounce ideas off, or being able to say, well, yo, maybe you hit that high right there. Maybe hold that note right there a little bit longer. Maybe this word might fit with that song. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's it kind of gets you to the point where it's like even when we use our phone. I remember back in the days, I can remember 1,000 phone numbers.
Hmm.
Get a phone number at 2 o'clock. 3 days later, I still know the number and I can call the number.
Right.
Now we are handicapped with the phone, the
Absolutely.
cell
We don't
phones. You know
even
what I'm
learn
saying?
numbers. We
If
don't
you
learn
don't
numbers.
if you don't have it in the phone, you don't know the number. So, and I think that that's where it is now, where individuals aren't in the studio, they aren't um, bouncing ideas off each other. That's why, like, I salute individuals like Sky Wally and the Dungeon Family, and you know what
Right.
I'm saying, the 276 brothers, because they're in the studio, they working together. It's not
Right.
I'm sending the music here, I'm sending the music there. If you do a song with Sky, you're in the studio with them. You know what I mean? Y'all getting
Right.
this bond. You know what I mean?
Right.
You get, and the song sounds so natural. Everything comes
Absolutely.
naturally, and the flow is naturally. The music is natural,
And
and it's not, like I said, it's not forced. A lot of the music nowadays is forced. People
yeah,
want to know why they not. They got a plethora of music out, and they want to know why they're not being seen or they're not being heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
And
talk
that's what
about
I saw because I don't want to cut you off, but that's what I was seeing. I was struggling with that because, like I said, they got some good artists out here. But
right,
there's been some opportunities to come to me where I've had some people to send me some stuff and they wanted me to jump on with them, and I just couldn't do it from here. I felt I couldn't say what I wanted to say to them because I didn't want to say the wrong thing and it'd be, oh man, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if we in the studio together and we do this, and then if I said something, then I can see the reaction. I can see how they're acting. Then that makes me feel either comfortable or uncomfortable. But at least I know what I'm dealing with. You get what I'm saying? So it's very difficult doing that, man. I wish we could all go back to that. Me and my wife was making fun of this a while back, man, and we wish that that we could go back to the phones being the rotary phones, man, just for 2 weeks, just to see how the world would react, because my grandson was looking at one day, man. I took them to this place and they had one on the wall and they were just staring at it, dude.
yeah.
I'm like, that's the phone, man. My oldest was like, well, what you do with it? I said, it calls people. He said, how?
They can't
man,
text on
it tickled me. It tickled me, man. I'm like, man, am I really that old? But these kids don't know, man.
It's one thing to. I don't even look at it being old. I looked at it being like serious because it's the experiences. I have an experience in life that you will never have, right? And I have a thought process that you would never understand because of the way I came up and the generation I came up, the music that I listened to, all the different things. Even like when we talk about coming up to parties, they sit there and they go live on their phone, you know what I'm saying, to show people that they're in the crowd instead of, you know what I'm saying, interacting and having some actual social equality with one another.
Right.
The artists themselves, when you paid to go see a band back in the days, you paid for entertainment.
Absolutely.
The artists nowadays sit there with the mic like this here. They walk over here. They walk over there. There's no dancers. There's no nothing. And they looking for you to be more interactive than they are.
That's
you know
correct.
what I'm saying? So it's you done worked hard all week. You done paid $30, $40, $50 for a ticket. Now you got to go to a show and go back to work because now they want you to throw your hands in the air. They want you to scream.
Yeah, they want you to work.
They want you to work. Now I'm tired. I'm sweaty. You know what I'm saying? And I paid you to be my personal trainer, basically. You know what I'm saying? That type of situation. But let me get into some of this music, man, because we're having a great conversation. But I want to get into some of this music before, you know what I'm saying, we end up leaving out of the show. You have a song, you know what I'm saying, called Treat Her Like a Queen, right?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that song, right? And how long did it take you to create that?
Man, that song was easy because it's a combination of things going on. The song actually had a lot to do with my mom, man, me coming up, and my dad, how I was raised. And also it was during the time when COVID hit, and we were all locked down, and and Breonna Taylor got murdered, and the other young lady, Sandra Bland, and it was like enough was enough, man. I saw these black women getting, killed. There was no justice, and I felt like I wanted to do something that to uplift women, man, and I thought of Treat Her Like a Queen. I remember my dad, no matter what my mom and dad went through, man, my dad has still found it in his heart to always still treat my mama like a queen. And, he was a good example of what a man's supposed to do for a woman, and how to treat a woman. So, yeah, it came from that inspiration there. And my mom was my first queen. My mom was, she's still here with me. And, she's the reason why I do music. You know, she was my everything when I came up. She believed in me, even though she'd tell me shut the hell up on Sunday mornings when she was listening to her music and I was singing over the record. She didn't know what I was doing, you know, but
Right.
I was practicing, man, to that stuff, you know, and it made me to be the man I am now, you know. So she's very proud of me, you know, now.
Definitely.
So that's where
I salute
inspiration
you for
came
that.
from.
I salute you for that. And also, too, I came to party. Talk to me about I came to party.
Man, in Louisiana, that's all we did. So yeah, that came from inspiration, came from right there in the parish, man. Us all getting together, man, and we would, you know, just all my boys, you know, we'd all get together, just club hop, man. Go to all the places around there, and of course we, hang out with the women and have a few drinks. Things were different. It wasn't like, the times now. Everybody, these kids now they're shooting up clubs and all that. So yeah, I wanted something to keep those memories alive, man, because those were the best times of my life, man. I remember going out to the clubs and dancing and, being in dance contests. I was a break dancer back in the day, man, believe it or not. One of the best out of the parish.
Pop locking.
Yes, sir. Was good at it. Now we just lock it.
Well, we're going to get off into Treat Her Like a Queen. Let's get
All
it,
right, man.
I want to dedicate this song to all the beautiful queens in the world. See, I believe that every queen deserves a king, and every king needs his queen. So, fellas, treat her like a queen, and let her know that you're her king. Protect your queen. Love your queen. More important, treat your queen right. I think about you all of the time. Can't seem to get you out of my mind. You're beautiful, you're strong. Gotta have you on my throne. Baby, we can rule the world together. If you let me be your king, I'll treat you like a queen. Let me be your king. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll treat you like a queen. If you let me, yeah. Damn right, you deserve the world, girl. No, real kings take care of their queens. Yes, we do. We don't mistreat them. No, we don't. No, we don't. Oh, no. Oh, no. We take good care of them. All you gotta do is your king. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you let me, I will. Oh, yeah. You better treat her like a queen. Let her know that you're a king. Oh, you know you better treat her like a queen. Oh, yeah. Let her know that you're a king. Let me be your king. I will. I promise. I'll treat you like a queen. If you let me. Oh, yeah. I promise, girl. Yes, I will. Every man should treat his woman like a queen. Treat your woman like a queen. kings. We were raised by kings. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to dedicate this song to Sandra Bland. She was a queen. She was a queen. And let's not forget about Breonna Taylor. She was a queen. Oh, yeah. May they both rest in peace. You better treat the women like queens. Remember you're a king. Respect your queen. Protect your queen. And love your queen.
Feel like I just want to party tonight. I wonder what Governor doing. Maybe I'll just take me a ride on 29th Street. Go see what's going on with DJ Red Alert. Somebody's doing something in Paris. I know there's got to be something going on. Hey, Big Gov, what's going on tonight, man? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See you in a minute, man.
I came to party and have a good time. I don't care who's drinking wine, just as long as you have a good time. I came to party all night long. Here it is, it's Monday, y'all. Beginning of the week, and it's real long. I'm ready to do my thing. Tuesday is a long day. Gotta work so I can play. Wednesday is off day. Thursday I'm ready to party. I can't sleep, y'all. It's Friday. I came to party and have a good time. I don't care who's drinking wine, just as long as you have a good time. I came to party all night long. Here it is, we're in the club. Friends and family showing love. People doing the Tuesday. Everybody having a good time. I'm sipping on some good wine, having a funky good time. It's 2 in the morning. Y'all know what I came to do. Y'all know I came to party and have a good time. I don't care. Drinking wine just as long as you have a good time. I came to party all night long. I came to party and have a good time. I came to party all night long. Just as long as you have a good time. I came to party all night long.
Definitely. Shout out Irene Johnson in the building. Appreciate you. Now,
My wife told me she sent you 2 emails too, man. She said you should have got the other one, but that's cool if you don't get it.
Okay. No, I just got the one. But
Okay.
I want to give you the opportunity because we're coming to the end of the show, and I want to
Yeah.
give you an opportunity to let the people know how they can follow you on social media, how they can get your music, how they can get you booked for shows.
Okay, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple, all the major streaming platforms. To book me, you can go to my website, which is www.thenrysmusic.com. I'm on all social media, Instagram, Facebook. I'm under Troy Henry Entertainment. You got Troy Henry, singer-songwriter. Yeah, I got a couple pages. And I'm also on the Straight to the Top Distributor, which was our liquor company and we actually sold that business. So I'm easy to find. I'm on everything, man.
All right. Shout out to my brother DJ Ike Dirty in the building. Appreciate you. I want to take the time out and say thank you for coming on to Real 360. We greatly appreciate the music. We greatly appreciate you as an artist, and we look forward to the things that you have coming up in the future. But I want to thank those who have been taking their time out to support us, over the years, support us today. Those who are on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitch. Thank you so much. Thank you, GC Radio. We will be airing on GC Radio Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Also, too, on iHeartRadio. Also, too, on Spotify. Thank you so much for all the work that you have been putting and supporting with us, GC Radio. We greatly appreciate it. Lisa Good and Derek Morris with Third Coast Society TV.
Absolutely. Shout out to them, man.
Definitely, the home team. You definitely have to pay attention next week, 9 p.m. Central. This will be aired on Third Coast Society TV. Also, too, shout out to Stephanie Marie with WPUS Soul 82.3 out in Columbus, Ohio. This will be part of the morning show out there. So thank y'all so much for the time that y'all have with us. And, man, listen. And thank you again, North American Music Awards, for giving us opportunity, paying attention, acknowledging us, putting us in a different platform. And also,
congratulations to you guys again, man.
Appreciate that. Also, too, Just Blues Music Awards. Man, it's an honor just to be, in that category, because that's an award show that's been going on for 26 years.
Wow.
And they acknowledging the boys, man, and we finna
that's amazing, man.
Do what we do, man, definitely. And it's amazing to be in all these different categories, different award shows, and people acknowledging you is real humbling. Especially, a lot of times people don't know the backgrounds. They just know the New York story. They don't know, the South Carolina story. They don't know the Mississippi story. They don't know the Louisiana story. So to open their arms and accept us and show us the love and acknowledge us is an honor and a privilege. So I want to thank everybody who has been taking their time out, supporting us, doing their thing. So much love to y'all. So, Kay, take us up out of here.
Well, nothing else said to be said, except for, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Real 360 with our special guest and brother Troy Henry.
Thank you guys for having me, man.
Just to let you know you got a home right here on Real 360 with us, and anytime you want to come back, just let us know.
Appreciate that. All right.
All right, y'all. Out of here, man. Y'all take care and contain, man. I am KY's Allah. That's Joshua Allah. We are Real 360. Y'all maintain and take care, man. Listen, we out of here. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Thank you guys, man.
No doubt.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ KY, my brother, take us up out of here, son. Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of gods and earth. To all the human families on planet Earth, I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out to love, peace, and happiness. The beast of man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe so we continue to grow to bring more